Welcome everyone. In this session, let us learn how to obtain the transfer function from the given block diagram using block diagram reduction techniques. The first example is a system is represented by a block diagram as shown in the figure below. Find the transfer function C of S by R of S by using block diagram reduction technique. So first, when we have a system with us in the form of block diagram, we need to identify the summing points and takeoff points so that we can shift it in a suitable manner and reduce it to the simplest form of block diagram, and then we obtain the transfer function of it. So first work is to identify the summing points and takeoff points. You can observe there are 3 summing points and 2 takeoff points here. I number those summing points as 1, 2 and 3, and the takeoff points I continue with the numbering that is 4 and the takeoff point which is 5. Now we have to see what is the best possible way we can make it to reduce this particular block diagram. So you can observe that the summing point 3 and the takeoff point 5 is closer by, is it not? So it is almost near the output. So what we do is we try shifting the summing point so that we can have the summing point 3 near to summing point 2. So the first thing what we do is we will shift the summing point 3, which is left of G2. So we'll shift the summing point 3 to the left of G2. So now we have this 1, 2 and 3, and this is 4 and 5. So first we'll shift the summing point at 3 to the left of G2. That means we are going to shift it from here to this point. So when we are going to shift it, we will add a block which is equal to 1 by G2. So our block diagram gets reduced to, first is we have the input with us which is R of S, okay, and the block which is G1, and we had a second summing point. Then after that we had a block which is G2, and we had output which is C of S. Now what we have done is we have shifted our summing point 3 to the left of block G2. So our summing point has come here, okay, to the left of G2. So in that case what we have to add? We have to add a block which is equal to 1 by G2. So we had G3 already. So we will add one more block which is equal to 1 by G2. So this is the modification which is done in our block diagram, and this will be retained. It will be same. This is H2, and we had one more tapping over here. It is the feedback which is H1. It goes straight away to summing point 1. So be careful with the arrow marks here, and the sign here is negative and here it is positive. So what has happened right now is our summing point 3 has been shifted. So the takeoff points are as it is. We have not done anything with the takeoff points. So next what can be done? So you can observe here G3 and 1 by G2, they are in cascade. So we can replace that G3 and 1 by G2 by a single block which is equal to G3 by G2. So when they are in cascade, we have to multiply. So G3 by G2, and then one more thing we can do is we can interchange the summing point, which is 2 and 3, so that we can have two blocks, that is G3 by G2 and G1 in parallel, whereas G2 and H2 in the canonical form. So we can have two modifications done, that is interchange the summing point 3 and 2, and we have two blocks G3 and 1 by G2 in cascade. So our next step would be, we have R of S as it is, we have the block which is G1, we are going to interchange the summing points. Okay, so we are interchanging the summing points. We have a block which is G2, the output is C of S. We have H2, which is given here, and we have a block which is G3 by G2, and we are connecting this here. We have one more feedback which is H1, which is from the takeoff point 5. So this we are going to retain it as it is. Now I'll name our summing points and takeoff points. Now what we have done, summing point 1 is as it is, we have shifted, we have interchanged the summing point 2 and 3. So now this is a third summing point and this is the second summing point. We have changed the, we have interchanged it with the polarity. Here it was plus and here it is minus. So now what has happened here, the blocks, that is G3 by G2 and G1. So these blocks are in parallel. So what we can do, by looking at the polarity, we can add it as G3 by G2 plus G1 will be one single block, and G2 and H2 are in the canonical form. So we can further reduce it. So we will write the next step. So the next step is we combine the parallel blocks, combine the parallel blocks, that is G3 by G2 and G1, that is the parallel blocks, and we also eliminate the feedback path, eliminate the feedback path, that is H2. So it is in the canonical form. So which is in the canonical form, G2 and H2 are in the canonical form. So we will reduce these two. So when we reduce these two, we have the first summing point will be as it is. Okay, so two blocks which are in parallel now gets modified to G3 by G2 plus G1, and we have the canonical form. So canonical form, what is the simplest formula, that is, say we have our G of S, okay, this is C of S, this is a summing point, okay, R of S, and we have a feedback which is H of S. So if this is the case, this is the canonical form, our transfer function, we write it in the form G of S divided by 1 plus G of S H of S. So we will apply the same thing here for this. So our block, it gets reduced to G2 divided by 1 plus G2 H2, and last we have our feedback which is taken, which is nothing but equal to H1. So here the polarity over here is minus. So now we have come to this point wherein we have only 3 blocks. So it is very clear that these two are in cascade, and if we combine it and form one single block, we will have the canonical form wherein we can obtain the transfer function very easily. So we will reduce this further. So R of S will be as it is, our summing point 1 will be as it is. Now instead of 2 blocks, we will have one single block wherein it is nothing but the product of two transfer functions which we had, that is the gain which we have already obtained. That is G3 by G2 plus G1, that into G2 divided by 1 plus G2 H2. This is one block, and our feedback path is H1. And the sign over here is negative. So we will reduce this particular gain into the simplest form, and then we will write down one more block diagram for that. So that is nothing but G3 by G2 plus G1 into G2 by 1 plus G2 H2. So how we can write this? So we can write this as G3 plus G1 G2 divided by G2, this into G2 divided by 1 plus G2 H2. We can cancel out this G2, and our final thing we can write it as G3 plus G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G2 H2. So this particular block, okay, this particular block we can write it as G3 plus G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G2 H2. So with this, our block diagram, I'll redraw, and I'll replace it by a one single block with the simple gain, that is G3 plus G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G2 H2, and here it is C of S, and the feedback is H1. So this is in the canonical form. So we can write, say this is our G of S, this is G of S, and this is H of S. So what we can write is, we can write this transfer function as C of S by R of S is equal to G3 plus G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G2 H2, the whole divided by 1 plus G3 plus G1 G2 by 1 plus G2 H2 into H1. So we can further simplify this by taking 1 plus G2 H2 common from the denominator. So we will get this as G3 plus G1 G2. I cancel out this 1 plus G2 and 1 plus G2 H2. So I'll remain with 1 plus G2 H2 plus G3 H1 plus G1 G2 H1. So this will be my transfer function. So I can rewrite, I'll redraw this, and we have a single block, okay, which is C of S, and here this is R of S, and our transfer function what we have obtained is G1 G2 plus G3 divided by 1 plus G2H2 plus G1 G2 plus G3 into H1. This is our transfer function. So we have seen how to obtain the transfer function of a given block diagram by using block diagram reduction technique. Few more examples using this block diagram reduction technique will be explained in the next video. Thank you.